Welcome back. Today, we're reading a few Reddit stories while you sit back, relax, and drift off to some cozy Roblox vibes. Let's get into it. So, here's the situation. I've been with my girlfriend Maya, 26, for about 11 months. Things were going great. We even talked about moving in together. But last Sunday, she told me she was hanging out with some old university friends. Fine, no problem. Except the next day, I saw a photo on someone's Instagram. Caption, "Happy birthday, Kevin." Kevin, her ex. 3 years together. Broke up right before we met. When I asked her about it, she just said it wasn't a big deal. But she never mentioned it. Not once. All right, let's move on to the next one. Bought a house. No HOA. Did it on purpose. Painted it lavender with terracotta accents and planted a wildflower garden with little handmade garden signs. My neighbor Rick has been complaining since day one. Last weekend, my 14-year-old nephew was helping me put down hand-painted stepping stones, frogs, stars, little suns, and Rick shows up again. So I told him to grow up and find a hobby. He called me a nightmare neighbor. My nephew thought it was the funniest thing he'd ever seen. Okay, this next one is wild. Let's get into it. I'm 25, male. Since finishing university, I've worked at coffee shops, bookstores, a gym front desk, a tutoring center. Most jobs lasted a few months. Each time, fired for bizarre reasons. Bad reviews with weirdly specific details about me, anonymous complaints, someone using my work Wi-Fi to look up sketchy stuff under my name. My girlfriend Sarah was always there to comfort me, until last week. I saw a Google notification pop up on her phone. The username matched exactly what showed up in my latest bad review. All right, let's take a little break from the serious stuff. Work from home, big quarterly Teams call, cameras off. I'm walking around my apartment, talking to my dog, saying things like, "Stop eating the blanket, you absolute disaster." Then I sneeze so hard my chair rolls into the wall. I laugh. My manager stops mid-sentence. Someone types in the chat, "Is someone's mic on?" I was the meeting host, unmuted the whole time. I typed bathroom break, BRB, and didn't come back for 12 minutes. Okay, back to the relationship stuff. This one got me. My boyfriend, 23, and I, 22, have been together almost 3 years. He works Mondays and Thursdays. My birthday was on Saturday. I reminded him all week. Saturday afternoon, I texted asking what time we were meeting. He said he already made plans with his friends. Forgot it was my birthday. I turned 21. I had a new dress and a restaurant booked. Spent the night alone. He texted the next morning saying we could celebrate later this week, like we did last year. All right, moving on. This next one is actually kind of satisfying. I sat on my coworker's friend's laptop at a party. Cracked the screen. Felt terrible. Immediately offered to pay. Looked it up. A new one cost $1,900. She said yes. Then 2 days later, she emails me asking for $2,400 because she was planning to upgrade anyway. And I said that's not how it works. She threatened small claims court. So I did the research. Screen repair for her exact model, $280. I offered that instead. She called me every name imaginable and filed anyway. The judge split the repair cost because she'd left it on a chair. I paid $140. Okay, this next one hit a little close to home for me. My boyfriend Daniel, 27, quit gaming 3 weeks ago cold turkey after realizing he was spending 6+ hours a day on it. Now he just sits on the couch, sighing, reorganizing things that don't need reorganizing, getting annoyed when the dishwasher makes noise. If I suggest going for a walk, he says, maybe later. If I suggest a movie, he says, I don't care, you pick. He's bored out of his mind, and it's starting to make our whole apartment feel tense. All right, brace yourself for this one. Getting married in 36 hours. Woke up to a massive message from my best friend of 11 years, Chris. He's in love with me. Has been for years. Wanted me to call off the wedding. Said he had to tell me before it was too late. My fiance and I have been together 4 years. Chris became his friend too. I cried for 3 hours, then showed my fiance the message when he got home. He read it, got very quiet, then asked me what I wanted to do. Last one before we get to the viewer submissions. hosted my son's 7th birthday at a park. Balloons, games, pizza, juice boxes, lemonade, and yes, some soda. Most parents just dropped their kids off and left without a word. No notes about allergies, no dietary restrictions, nothing. The kids helped themselves. 3 days later, one mom sends me a long message saying I was irresponsible for letting her daughter have a soft drink. Her daughter told me she was allowed. I can't read minds. And if you're not staying at the party, you don't get to audit the snack table from home. All right, these next ones were sent in directly by you guys. Let's get into it. I'm 16. Both my parents have ADHD. I've always been the good kid. Decent grades, never in serious trouble. But this past year of high school broke me. I couldn't focus no matter how hard I tried. All-nighters that went nowhere. 2 of my teachers separately suggested I might benefit from academic support. My parents deleted the email and told me I just want the attention my younger sister gets. When I failed a final and finally broke down crying trying to explain what studying actually feels like for me, my mom said, "We can't handle another one." Okay, this next one, I'm genuinely rooting for this guy.
I'm 19, she's 17. We dated for almost a year, and it was unlike anything I've ever felt. The only problem was her dad. Controlling, didn't know about us, barely let her leave the house. We had maybe 30 minutes together most days. We made it work. Her mom knew about us and genuinely liked me. Then one afternoon, she told me we had to break up. She felt too guilty hiding things from her father. I understood and almost made it worse. I still think about her every night. I don't know if I'm supposed to wait or move on or what. And the last one for today.
Been with my boyfriend, 20, for 3 years. Recently started rebuilding friendships. I've always struggled with that. But ever since I started going out more, he slips in little comments. Things like people only say that when they're hiding something. When he's not doing that, he's completely shut down. Quiet, distant, says he's fine. We just moved in together 2 months ago. And now when he's suddenly warm and affectionate again, it doesn't feel real anymore. Because I know in 3 days he'll be cold again. And somehow I'll end up apologizing for it.